I'm calling to my circle those women who feel the need to take a deep breath and just relax into the day. I'm calling those to my circle who, in this time of stress, want to share the love they have deep inside with others. I'm calling this circle because I need to have that connection in my life. And I need to feel the interconnection that we have between all of us. So I don't know if any of you have had the opportunity to come to any of my Red Thread circles. I've been certified since last fall. Obviously, I haven't been doing Red Thread circles because of the COVID situation, so I decided to start trying to do them online. I am not prepared for this one as I normally am. I usually do printouts and have a syllabus. I didn't even do one for myself, but I decided that maybe that was the way to go, just because it's kind of about being messy and accepting that being messy is okay. So the theory behind the Red Thread circle is that there is a thread that connects us to the people who are meant to be in our lives. My feeling behind it goes deeper than that, and it's the thread that connects me to my inner self, my inner spirit, my inner wisdom, that thing that keeps us sane throughout these times, through any times, really. So it's a really important practice to me, and I'm really trying to get back into it, and I really hope that other people can appreciate what it means and what they can take away from it as well. Since I'm the only one here, I'm going to go ahead and do the thread. It's wrapped as a symbol of our connectivity, and also something that you can take with you once the circle is completed as a reminder. Something that I need to start doing because I tend to forget throughout the days, weeks, and months that I haven't been doing my practice like I regularly should. So the theme that I picked for this month was no mud, no lotus. The idea behind that, and I'm sorry, you're not going to be able to see me. I can't. I thought I could just switch the camera up, but if I do that, I'm upside down. So you're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this incognito. So the theory behind no mud, no lotus is that the struggles that you have in your life are the mud, and they're required for us to get down in it and really percolate and develop that strength before the beautiful bloom can really come to life. And as hard as that is, I really have to constantly remind myself that that bloom is coming. I mean, it's percolating for a really long time sometimes, but even in that mud and mess, there's beauty. My own daughter reminded me of that the other day when she was talking about how crazy her kids can be, and that even in that craziness there's beauty. And there is, because it's wild and unleashed, and they're just being what they know how to be. So it's actually a really beautiful thing to look at. I encourage people to really take a look at the struggles that you're stuck in right now, and know that you're not always going to stay stuck in it. We're always moving forward, even if it doesn't feel like it, even if it feels like it's 2 steps forward and 1 step back. You're still moving forward, even if it's by small degrees, and there's always change happening. And if you stop and look at it, you'll probably see that there's change that is for the better, and things that you can be grateful for in all the struggles that go on. There's a lot of struggles that are happening right now, but they're happening because there needs to be an awakening. And sometimes that's all you can hold on to, is just knowing that there's going to be that awakening coming. I don't usually go over how I set my altar. I have a new addition. I'm very proud of my Tibetan singing bowl. My daughter got it for me. Once we can start doing these in person again, or once people show interest, I really want people to try doing this for themselves. There is something, if I can get it to do it, there's something extremely magical that happens when you get that vibration and you can feel it in your body. No, I'm not going to get it. There's actually studies on how certain frequencies can clear emotion out of your body, clear emotions out of your body. I don't know that mine are the right frequency. I like it better when it's in my hand because you can feel the frequency of it, but it's just really a nice, they call it a sound cleansing, and it's just really nice to immerse yourself. If you've ever listened to any of the like YouTube videos, or, well, they're not usually videos, but sounds that are for meditation or for sleep, they usually have an underlying line in it that's that frequency that's relaxing and helps it helps mainstream your energy is what it's doing. It's causing what they call coherence. So you're connected emotionally, mentally, spiritually into your body, and that's when you start feeling at peace. So that's definitely something that I like to explore. Another thing that helps with that cohesion is nature. So that's what the salts are included for. Also added to the salts are different essential oils. I have some rose petals, and I also have some whole pieces of lavender, and some pieces of lavender to give it a scent, and also some stones that are from nature and have their own energies, especially this one. I love this one. It's a very peaceful selenite palm stone. And then my favorite scented candle that's almost done. I need to buy some more. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the red thread portion, and then I'm going to do a little bit of journaling, and you can follow along with that if you would like. And I'm going to go ahead and keep this as a reminder in the next few days of that I can go inside and find that peace. I can connect with my inner spirit and connect with Mother Earth being the center of it, and be in coherence and at peace. So I'm going to switch out. I'm going to change my altar for my journal, and that did not go out. So again, I did not plan for this, so we're just gonna do what feels good. So this is just my journal that I work in, doing different things. Sometimes working through emotions. I named them and gave them bodies. This is just a background that I was working on. Sometimes I just express what I'm feeling, write that in words, and then take water and blend that, and that'll make a nice background. If I had more of an idea what I was going to do today, I might do that. I thought I would start with the background. That might be all I do today, I don't know. But some of these are just me playing around with new products that I got, which is what these are. I had some stencils that I wanted to try, and I have some spray inks, and I decided to finish them off and make some actual pictures. Woman Warrior is kind of the theme of my red thread circles. It seems like women are more called to that, and because I'm a woman, I'm more in line with the feminine energy. This is actually a page that I did during a Red Thread Circle from my mentor named Shiloh Sophia. This is a workshop that I did from Art for Good. You could pay and get a bunch of different workshops from different artists. She works in oil pastels and then uses thinner to blend them. I found out that I don't really like that, so I have water-based crayons, so it's the same idea, only you blend them. And she has a name, I can't think of what her name is. She's an Indian goddess. Well, I learned a lot from my workshop, right? It's to do with peace, the container, and the wheat. Oh, I can't think of it. And this is just me playing around. This is from Celebrating Success, Red Thread Circle, where I just encouraged people to write what they felt like success was, and then choose one thing that they felt was a success and the symbol for it. And that was supposed to be for that. Because I really like lotus. I'm not going to show you all the rest of this. It's just me. There's another workshop. This is the latest piece of art that a lot of people may have seen. It's from another workshop from a lady named Tamara Laporte, who has Willowing Arts. She taught me the excitement of water crayons. They're watercolor crayons, basically. So I'm going to do what I like to do usually to start something in my journal when it's something with intention, and I'm going to just write about some things I'm feeling about no mud, no lotus, and about struggles, and work into gratitude if I feel moved to. And it I don't spend a lot of time getting mired in how I feel and being extremely clear. I mean, a lot of it's just kind of almost poetic wording and just kind of touching on specific subjects, specific words like struggles, and how that makes me feel. The reason I don't want to get weighed down is because I'm trying to move that emotion out. So I am kind of noting it and letting it go. This is where, if I was really good at this, I would make a video and speed this up, do time lapse. Eventually I'm gonna get there, but I'm hoping that people can do this along with me. And well, if I was doing a video, they could pause it too. But I haven't learned all that yet. Let me finish that word out better. Okay, so since these are watercolor, then I can take water and just activate that. And this is when it makes the yummy stuff. I like to actually do spray too. Sometimes that gets too wet though. So, and plus, I don't, those words don't need to still be there because like I said, this is energy I'm moving and trying to move through. So, yeah, I don't need it to be there anymore because it's not the words, it's the intention behind them that is important. Hopefully you can hear me. I don't hear anything on the one that I'm monitoring on, so I don't know if I have the sound off or hopefully this is working. If not, oh well. I spent an hour doing something I needed to do for myself. Yes. I love it when they start mixing together. I love orange and like that aqua teal blue color together too. This is the juicy stuff. I luckily just happen to have a blow dryer here. That's extremely wet. And then as that dries, as watercolor does, it starts making those hard lines. I can't think of what those are called in watercolor, but I like them. So I say I just happen to have that because I didn't have it here for that. I'd been using it to blow alcohol ink around. So would it be really trite if I drew a lotus? I feel like it might be. You know what? I want to, but I also feel like I need to give credence to the fact that there is a lot of mud. There is a lot of mud. Lots. And what is my mud made out of? It's made out of struggles, obviously. Well, let's just put them. COVID. Let's spell it right. And let's just say inequality without getting into it. I'm gonna put money because that's, I mean, it's it's causing some issues. The whole COVID thing, and I was pretty relaxed about it at first. I sort of enjoyed having some time off and not having to constantly create for my classes, but I'm going to ramble now. But I started, obviously I started missing doing that, because that's part of what I need to be a well-rounded individual. I mean, I use it in this fashion, so it is necessary. You know what? I'm thinking there are some good things that grow in that mud too. Obviously, roots are down there. So let's put some roots. Some things to be grateful about. So I've been trying to gently introduce the idea of people doing art journaling as a creative outlet. It's something that's really nice to bring you present. It's something that's really nice to move energy, like what we're doing now. It also, obviously, I'm present because I'm thinking about this. I'm not thinking about what's for dinner or work tomorrow, or, it's putting aside your struggles and becoming present. When you're present is when you can truly be at peace, because that's all there is just what's in that moment. Part of what the art journaling is about is not having expectations that you're turning out a wonderful piece of artwork. It's doing the work. It's just enjoying putting a pencil to paper, or crayon to paper, or brush to paper, doing, moving it with the water, seeing what you can do. As you practice, you're going to find that you start having some skill at it, start using tricks, or have your own style. So some beautiful thing comes from developing a practice like that. So yeah, it's something that I'm trying to introduce with the red thread circles, and then also just as art practice. Something I'm tell myself all the time I need to do. And there's always something else that needs done. But it really needs to happen. It's a good form of self-care. A great form of self-care, actually. Gosh, now I'm not even viewing myself, it says. Oh. I can't even try to explain Facebook. Not gonna try and explain Facebook. Circle these pockets of yumminess, pockets of fungi that are growing and going to be a delicious mushroom and not stink. Oh, what are those called? Stink. So it's some kind of fungus that is growing in my yard, and it's not lovely. It's not lovely. Stinkhorns, that's what they're called. Stinkhorns. Never even knew a thing existed, but they do exist. they look, so they start with a bulb, like a bulb that's buried beneath the surface. I think they call them eggs. It's a fungus egg. And I was breaking and came across them, and I thought they were potatoes, but I couldn't figure out how potatoes grew in my yard. And then I left them alone because I didn't know what else to do with them. I didn't want to try and dig them all up. Only to have a couple weeks later look like what looked like morel mushrooms grow. And I was like, wow, that seems strange. But that's, yep, that's not what that is. And there's going to be rivers of water going to each of my pockets, I believe. I'm going to put water, because that's where lotuses live, right? So, what I'm using, and I'm not going to say it right, they're Karen Dash. They're called Neocolor. They're seriously just like crayons, only they're water soluble. But I suggest a good investment is some watercolor pencils. They're not very expensive, and they're really nice to work with. Arteza has some that are pretty affordable, and they have some that are actually woodless, which, so they're just, the whole thing is color, so they're probably my favorite. Well, yeah, they're really a nice pencil. I also have some expensive ink pencils too, though. So I don't know if I want to say they're my complete favorite, but I really do like them. Otherwise, I wouldn't mention them. I'm gonna go ahead and activate. I'm gonna make mud, like literally. This is definitely gonna look like mud. So I take workshops from other artists who do this sort of work all the time, and it's funny because I get frustrated, I guess, that I'm not developing how to do this myself, but obviously I feel like I'm catching on, because this like I said, I didn't put any thought into what I was going to do. I'm just kind of doing what I feel called to do, what needs to be done. And am I going to turn out a magnificent piece of artwork? No, but I am going to feel accomplishment, because I needed to move this energy. I needed to, some things came up that felt right without being rehearsed, without, yep, that's really ugly mud. Ugly mud. Okay. So I'm basically patting myself on the back because I feel like I got there. There. This is, I think that's the one I already used. I don't want to use the same color because it's gonna. You know what? They're not purple, but I'm gonna go that way anyway. Does it say what color that is? Lilac? Is it really lilac? No, I feel like that's a pretty dark lilac. I guess some of them are that color. Wow, I should be well versed in drawing these because I just did some. I just did one for a workshop that I'm going to hopefully hold. But it's going to be held tongue-in-cheek, so we're going to see how that goes. So I'm just because what I was just drawing was a stencil version, so it was a really stylized lotus. I'm going to continue that idea. I'm just going to color in some of this so the color goes far enough. Sometimes that outline isn't quite enough. So I'm probably not going to finish this. I'm just cleaning this off on the side because one thing I didn't think of was to get some paper towels. Paper towels are your friend when you are doing watercolors. I wholeheartedly recommend getting some of these brushes. They're called water brushes that already have the water in them, so you're not constantly having to go into your water. The only thing is I end up squeezing a lot of it out to clean them out. But so while you're doing your journaling, just feel how that feels to run your brush along the water, along the paint, and have it spread, or when you're putting down the crayon, you know how it feels for that to, I don't know, there's something about coloring with crayons, you know, that feeling of that waxiness going onto the paper. Just feel that, take note of that. Be in the moment with that. And one of the nice things about doing a lotus is it has all these nice curves, and it's nice to really move with that and feel that curve. Feel that curve. Not do a bunch of little jots, but you know, whole motion. That way you're getting the energy into it. You're getting that motion. We're not worried about what this looks like. I try and urge people in my workshops to not try and be precise, but to be fluid and have movement to what they're doing. You're going to find out that it goes a lot smoother, turns out a lot nicer, you feel a lot better. It seems antithesis to let go of that and just go with the flow, but it actually really works. Ooh, that's actually kind of pretty full. My mud's really ugly. Really ugly. So, yeah. A lot of water there. now I kind of want to do koi down in there. They wouldn't be in the mud though, they'd be in the water. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, and then it needs to be living on a stalk, which is not going to be very long. Obviously you wouldn't see it like that, but I am going to make some nice long roots. Try and put a root to each of those pods because that's feeding that beautiful lotus, right? Those things that we're grateful for, actually the things that we're not grateful for are too. You could take and make, you can make those into a pattern or make them into swirls or just towards the end too. I like how that looks on there. I think take just a little bit more of this color. Yes. Use things to make texture. Leave the texture marks from your napkin or your paper towel or your rag or whatever in your painting because that's the juicy texture that you get to see. I'm losing my thread. So then I like to, and again, well, this isn't something completely something I learned. It's a style that I used to do when I used to draw tattoo flash, is to take and embellish what you're doing with a liner, either black, which is what we did when we drew tattoo flash, kind of cleans up the edges. Obviously that's how a tattoo is designed, but these white gel pens are nice too if you can get it to work. Oh crud. Yep, that one's not working. That doesn't look like, no, it's not taking on that paper. Okay. Plan B is, I have another white marker. Where did it go? Here it is. The problem with it is those gel pens stay nice and white. This is going to soak up. This is going to soak up the color under it. But we could put some ripples in our water. Put one in front of the stem so you can tell that it's under the water. See, and I would like to do some white down in the mud. I really don't want my words to be, I really don't want, I don't know that I want my words to be highlighted, so I'm trying to think of some symbols maybe that would mean those things for me. I think I'm going to be, oh, that's still wet. Very abstract. It's not going to have anything to do with what the words actually were, but I just have, oh, that's not showing up. Okay, that's another one. Let me try it. This might be too wet still. It is. Let's see what the crayon does. Aha! So not a great representation, but it's supposed to be a nautilus shell. What else? And I feel like, I don't know what it connects to, but this is one of the things that wants to be here, so it's gonna get to be here. And I mean, you could make these as make them as detailed as you want. If you wanted to. Nope. To give it more detail, you could take a black liner that probably wait until it's dry. Part of the problem is those crayons too. Once you've activated them with water, they're not so waxy, but because there's so much of the color still under here, it's waxy. Ooh. I see, to the point where it might be ruining my marker. Let's have some color in it. Okay. What else did I have? I had community. Maybe that's that. Family. What else? Oh, I know. My warriors. I don't know. What else wants to live in there? I think. Oh, am I gonna remember how to draw one though? really don't remember what the top of that looks like. Well, sort of a fleur-de-lis. Shorter. Kind of shorter. I want to put blue in there just because I really like blue, but I'm trying to do something different. Let's do this. And I mean, you don't have to. You could just write the words down in the mud. You could maybe there are some symbols in your own life that show up. I mean, like dragonflies, butterflies, just things that you really gravitate towards. That could be your spirit symbol reaching out to you. Sunflowers, bees, ladybugs. Some color in that. I don't think it's the same color I did for that. It's really close though. Maybe you could put your family's names. Maybe sports is something you really resonate with, so there's nothing wrong with doing softball. Okay, I think that's all. That's enough for me for now. I definitely could go back and work on this at some other point. And you can too, if you feel called to. I've been going ahead and putting the name of the theme that I did, just so I can remember. Hopefully I would know, but sometimes it's not obvious. I don't always do a picture of literally the name of the theme, so I'm going to go ahead and put the year, the date. Okay. So, next time I will try and be a little bit more organized. I actually intended on doing a short meditation first. I think I'm going to do just a short little clearing to close this out. And then I'm going to go find some dinner. So relax, hands down to your side, feet on the floor, connecting to the earth. Take a deep breath in through your nose and blow it out through your mouth. One more time, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Relax. Let all that tension that you just built up trying to do the perfect journaling page. Believe that you got what you needed. And your mud just grew a beautiful lotus. Good night, everybody.